What is up, YouTube? That's here. Today, I'm going to be telling you guys a little story about a VGC tournament I played way back in 2016, where I kid you not, my opponent said I was cheating. They called a judge, and it ended up being one of the funniest situations I've ever actually had happen to me at a Pokemon tournament. A little bit of a backstory. This is round two or three, I guess, in Arizona Regionals. This is the Premier Challenge the day after the event, and I'm using a super solid team of Zoroark, Lugia, Giratina, Sableye, Mega Gengar, and Cresselia. Some pretty big ghost weaknesses on that squad. But what really sets that squad apart was the Zoroark. Zoroark's illusion ability lets it disguise itself as the last Pokemon in your party, and that created a pretty unique board situation that was the reason why my opponent called the judge. So at the start of the game, I led off with my Zoroark and my Giratina, and my Zoroark was disguised as my Lugia. So from the start of the game, you can see Giratina's pressure ability activate, and Lugia didn't activate an ability. Now this should have been a huge tell to my opponent that it was actually a Zoroark, because way back in 2016, hidden abilities were not legal. And so, it looked like I had a multi-scale Lugia on the board. I guess it would have looked that way to anyone that didn't pay attention during the team preview enough to notice that there was a Zoroark. So my opponent saw pressure Giratina, no pressure Lugia, and they called the judge and said, "Judge, my opponent is using a multi-scale Lugia. That Pokemon is not legal." And they tried to get me disqualified. And I think it's one of the funniest things ever, because the judge just had to look at my game to see that it was a Zoroark, and neither me or the judge could say anything. And so I'm just pointing at the Zoroark, and the look on my opponent's face when the judge had to tell them, "Your opponent's not breaking the rules," and just to resume play, all over the course of a 30-second situation where I have to lock in my moves. And then the turn after, where I just destroy their Cresselia with the absolutely biggest Night Days the world's ever seen. It's just one of the funniest moments I've ever actually had happen to me at a Pokemon tournament. And it just shows how different the game is compared to how it used to be. There's no hidden abilities back then. There's no hidden abilities on restricted Pokemon. They had to use their base pressure abilities for a lot of the mons. And so it really gatekept a lot of Pokemon from Lugia from being well. And it's just really cool to see that I can make a team using Zoroark and Lugia actually work in a Premier Challenge setting at an actual official VGC tournament. So hopefully you guys like this little story, and if you guys want to hear more stories like this, think about let me know in the comments, think about leaving a like, and think about let me know in the comments what format you guys want to hear me talk about a story for. I basically have stories going all the way back even to probably around 2010 for VGC tournaments, and roughly about 2006, 2007 for singles events. So if you guys want to hear some more stories like this, let me know. And other than that, peace out, and I'll see you guys next time.